Hello, welcome on back to my channel and to another Plan With Me video. This week we are memory planning the week that was May 6th through to May 12th, and we are using a very old, absolutely stunning kit from SPC that, once again, I have had in my collection for a very, very long time. I could not tell you when this art came out. I can't even tell you if it was a mystery kit. I probably can because it will be in the title. Anyway, as of the time of doing this voiceover, I couldn't tell you if it was a mystery kit, but this kit is so beautiful. Again, it's one of those kits that has been in my lineup every autumn. Every autumn I have the intention of using it, and then again something comes along, or we do something, or there's some kind of plans that we haven't accounted for, and I end up bumping it out for something else. And in 2024, I was absolutely committed to using this kit. So that is exactly what I did. For this kit, I am using bougie boxes or underlay tape from Rose Colored Days. And I'm also using a foil pack from Alicia Craft, which is in like a pixie hollow moment. And it is really, really pretty. However, I think it's a little too busy. So when I picked the foil for this kit, I purposely went with something that was like a fairy themed because I thought, fairies, magic, like we want that theme for this kit. But because of how beautiful the art is and how simplistic the art is, I probably should have gone for something a bit more subtle, like a confetti or something like that, because the patterns in this foil kit are very, like there's a key, there's like what looks like herbs or like plants. There's butterflies, there's fairies, there's mushrooms, and it's very busy. So there's a couple of boxes, like you'll see like Monday to Saturday, I could probably have gotten away with. But then the quote boxes, I think with the quote plus the sprinkling of like bits and pieces, which you'll see in the bottom left-hand corner, the top right-hand corner, when we're done with the spread, I think it's too much. So I think it needed to be one or the other. But the quote that we have in the sidebar is, "I believe in fairies." And the Sunday quote is, "Leave room in the garden for fairies to dance," which I thought was really cute. My grandma used to be very into like magic and like witchcraft and fairies. Like fairies were her number one. And when I say witchcraft, I don't mean she practiced witchcraft or did anything like that. I just mean like she was into the supernatural, like the idea of witchcraft and witches and magic, fairies, that kind of thing, spirits, all of that. So this very much, like when I saw it and when I wanted to use it, I was like, I need to incorporate like quotes that reflect that, and I think I did that. But like I said, I just think it's a little bit too busy. I think the quote box is just a little bit too much. But the spread overall is beautiful. I'm very happy that I finally got to use this kit. I can see looking at this spread that not a lot happened because I've used quite a lot of half boxes, which is very rare for me nowadays. I tend to only really use half boxes if I have like a really big event on that I need to take up a chunk of space, or on the contrary, if I have nothing on and I need to take up space. So in terms of the sidebar this week, we are very standard. We've got 3 full boxes, and then we have a half box for the highlight of the week. I've consistently marked work this week as well. So because the Scribble Prints Code kits come with like the work labels, whenever I can, I'll use those because that kind of frees up more of the I can then utilize like more of the little things or more boxes instead of having to use those up to mark work. So it's really nice to have those. And then I generally just mark the standard hours I work. So for anyone who doesn't know, I'm on what we call a flex arrangement at work, which pretty much means I can work anytime commencing from 7:30 onwards, and I need to work a minimum of 7 hours a day, 5 days a week. And then anything I work over that, I accrue like additional hours that I can use to take days off. But yeah, so generally my chosen hours, I tend to work 8:30 till 4:30. Ideally, I'd like to work till 4, but if I work till 4:30, that's where I accrue that extra time. So I generally, when I have work, like, and I use these labels, I'll just put 8:30 to 4:30. It's also because by the time I come to plan out these spreads, I never remember like what hours I actually worked, and I can't be bothered logging in and checking when I like what hours I worked. So that's just kind of what I roll with. Let's go ahead and jump into the plans. So on Monday, the first thing that I marked at the top of the day there was work. And then I marked that it was a cold and rainy day at home. I don't know why I specified at home, because unless I marked working at the office, I was at home. So it's kind of like a given. But anyway. I then marked that I did some laundry. And then on this day, I marked that I called the clinic regarding my late period. So for anyone who has been following along thus far, I was waiting. I've been doing IVF, and at this point in time, I believe my period was due to start the week before, and this was the week that, well, this cycle was going to be our first IVF transfer cycle, which basically means they take one of our frozen embryos, of which we had 2 at this point. 2? No, we had 3, sorry. And they attempt to put it back into your uterus in hopes of a pregnancy sticking. But you can't start your cycle until your period starts, because that's when they monitor your hormones, you get your blood tests, all of that. So at this point, I'm pretty sure my period was due to start the week prior, but it was late. So I ended up ringing them on the Monday to be like, hey, like, what do I do? And they were like, look, if it doesn't come, like, you can come in for a blood test tomorrow and we can check it. And I was like, okay. So I mulled it over, and like, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to book a blood test. So I ended up booking a blood test for the Wednesday, and basically what they were going to do was draw my blood and then do a reading to check if they could see based on my hormone levels where my period was at, if and when it was due, that sort of thing. So I booked that for Wednesday. Then I marked that I booked, I did mark that separately. And then I played some Sims that day. On Tuesday, I marked work at the top of the day there, and then I marked that I had some ASMR and chill whilst I was working. So basically I would have been doing like auditing where I didn't have to listen to things, so I could afford to listen to music, or in this case ASMR. After work this day, I played some Sims, and then I marked doing some cleaning, followed by a lazy evening, and then I put a little TV there, but I haven't marked what I watched at this point in time, so I don't know what we watched. On Wednesday, I marked that it was such an amazing thing that I got up early to, like, for my blood test. I think I got up at 6 o'clock in the morning, because normally by the time I get ready, shower, we leave, it's 6 o'clock when I get up. Got up, and sure enough, I went to have TMI. I went to have my morning wee, and wouldn't you know it, my period was there. So I had scheduled this blood test. I'd gotten up early for said blood test, and my period was there. So I ended up trying to call the clinic to cancel the blood test, but they were busy and I couldn't get through. And as it was, they didn't end up calling me back until like after 10 o'clock, I think it was. So they probably just thought I was a no-show. But when I had called on the Monday, I had this awful feeling. I even said to my husband, I'm like, you watch, like, Monday, we're booked for bloods on Wednesday. Watch my period come on Wednesday. Lo and behold, my period came on the Wednesday. So I marked that I was up early for the blood test, marked hello flow, marked work. Then I did mark with a little unimpressed sticker there that the clinic didn't call me back until after 10. Like, at that point, what if I needed to reschedule my blood test or something like that? Like, they didn't call me back until after 10. Like, I get that you're busy, but like, anyway, so they called me back late. I then rang them, because when you start a transfer cycle, you don't actually have to have your blood test until a week later. So when they finally rang me, they booked blood work in for the following week, because my period had started. Then I played some more Sims, and then I marked that I had period pain that was so bad I couldn't comfortably sleep. On Thursday, I marked work. I then marked that I did some laundry. I played some Sims, and then I unstacked and restacked the dishwasher. I had a YouTube binge, and then again, I put down a little TV sticker, but did not record what I watched, so yay me. And then I marked that I had some minestrone soup for dinner. On Friday, I marked work. Then I marked that Justin Bieber was having a baby, so that's when we found out that Hailey Bieber was pregnant. And I marked that yes because I'm a huge Bieber fever person. Like, I've loved Justin Bieber since he first released his first ever song in, like, I don't even know what year it was, but he was like 10. And it was One Time. And then Baby. But love Bieber. So I wanted to put that in my planner. I then marked that I played some Sims, that the Tortured Poets Department was added to the Eras tour. And then this night we watched Rise of the Planet of the Apes. On Saturday, I marked sleeping in, and then when I got up, I did some filming, and then we had some family time. Again, for anyone who may be new here, family time generally means that my husband and I sat on the couch with our 2 dogs. I then marked that we had a lazy evening, and then that night we watched Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, so we were clearly doing the Planet of the Apes marathon. Again, for anyone who may be relatively new here, when my hubby and I watch movies, we tend to do like series of movies. So we've watched through a whole heap, and at this point in time, we were doing Planet of the Apes. And then on Sunday, at the top of the day, I marked that I did some filming. I marked having some coffee. I probably had like 2 glasses of coffee because I generally get coffee to film, and then I'll usually have a coffee when I finish filming because of how long it takes me. I then marked that we chilled with the boys, and then this night we actually went to the movies to watch The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, hence, oh my god, I can't speak, hence the Planet of the Apes series watch. Because of how late Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, say that 10 times fast, because of how late it finished. I think it started relatively early, but we were like, if we eat before it's going to be really early, and then by the time it finishes, we're going to be hungry. And because it finished at an awkward time where we couldn't go to a restaurant or anything, we decided to just get McDonald's for dinner. So I've marked that. And then because I was so incredibly tired, I don't know whether it was from the day, from the weekend, or from the week, probably the week, because of the stress of the late period and not sleeping well and all of that, I marked that I had a tired headache. But yeah, I don't know if anyone else is like that. I find that during like the week that I have my period, like I can never sleep because of the pain. I can never get comfortable. Like it's just this ongoing suffering. And yeah, just I feel like I can't catch up, and then I just feel tired all weekend. But anywho, and that is it for this spread. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you are new here and this is the first time clicking on my video or seeing my content and you enjoyed yourself, then definitely consider liking and subscribing. Your support means the absolute world to me, and I am definitely trying to achieve 1,000 subscribers this year. It's a bit of a long shot, I know, but we can be hopeful. So yeah, I will leave it here. In a minute, you guys will see the finished spread with all of the foil. Let me know what you think. And then of course I will take you through the leftovers of the kit and the foil. And as always, I will give you guys a little foil wiggle just so you can see the prettiness on the page. That's actually it now. I'm going to leave it here. So thank you so much for watching. I will hopefully see you all very, very soon for yet another Plan With Me video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.